Hello everybody and welcome to Time to Cook, the cook-along show where we help you try out new, delicious dishes every single week. And this week, I am in the hot seat.
Indeed
what?
You are.
And here, playing the role of cameraman and interested onlooker for this video, is Taylor from
eater.
Pilot Week. Interested eater as well,
Yeah,
I hope.
exactly.
Hello Taylor.
Hi Grace, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much for doing more for this. I mean, I really should give you something.
Well, we both know that the main reason you started it was to get free food from your friends, and I'm just picking up where you left off.
That's it, exactly. It's about time I gave back.
Indeed.
I mean, that is partly the reason. Like, I think it's about time that I cooked something myself, brought a dish to this project. But also the corona regulations have got a bit stricter in Berlin recently. And we're trying to keep any indoor socializing in a very limited bubble. And Taylor and his partner are coming over for a Christmas dinner. So this is my little bubble.
Twice you'll be cooking for me in 1 week. It's a sweet deal.
Oh, that's true. Are you guys contributing anything to our meal?
No,
But
probably bringing
pie,
wine.
I think, and lots of wine.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be banoffee. It'll be some sort of dessert.
I was promised banoffee.
Okay, well,
we can talk
banoffee
about
then.
this afterwards. Okay. But yeah, welcome to my home. And it's a bit of a festive edition this week, I think. There's a tree in the background, stockings hanging, poinsettia. So I have chosen what I think is quite a festive dish, by the way it looks. It's really beautiful as well as really delicious, and it's a bit different. And I think over Christmas, if you're eating a lot of heavy, fatty stuff, this is quite a nice option for Christmas Eve or Boxing Day, to kind of counter that a little bit, but just as fancy.
So I'm excited. What are you going to cook for me today?
I am going to cook you I'm going to call it festive, because it's Christmas, a festive couscous and roasted cauliflower salad. That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
It's not really got an official name, so
Okay.
I was thinking of calling it jeweled couscous. That sounds quite nice, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got pomegranate seeds in, cranberries in, also festive, the cranberry edition. But yeah, that is the rough title, the working title of this dish.
Festive cauliflower and couscous
Festive
salad.
cauliflower couscous salad.
Okay.
That is it, exactly.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
What have we got? What do we need for this?
So what you are going to need is the main component, of course, is cauliflower, which we're going to roast up, try and get nice and crispy.
Mm-hmm.
That can really sometimes happen and sometimes not, but we're going to try our best. One large one, I'm going to be cooking for about 4. I'm really not very good with portions because my partner eats a lot. So what I'm cooking today would probably only feed 2 and then a little bit. But I think it's supposed to feed about 4. We'll see how it goes.
Always
so,
done.
yeah, a large cauliflower or 2 smaller ones because I couldn't find any big ones. That's going to be the base. And we're going to roast that with some ras el hanout seasoning, which is a Moroccan seasoning. Also apparently saved for special occasions. I think the name means like top shelf spices, like all the fancy ones. And it's a mix of lots of different lovely spices. I think there are quite a few different options and versions of this. Obviously, if you have loads of time coming up over the Christmas week,
More time.
You can maybe make your own spice mix. But I'm going for the store-bought one.
Cool.
Then we are also going to be adding some couscous. We're going to be doing this in a little bit of vegetable stock rather than just water. I think that adds a little bit more flavour, so make sure you have a little stock on hand as well. And I'm doing here about 100 mils, just under a cup of couscous. Then the other elements that are going to be going in are red onion, 1 fairly sizable red onion, and a clove of garlic. I very rarely put only 1 clove of garlic in things, but there's so much other spice and flavour going into this, you don't really want to overdo the garlic so much. So I would recommend sticking with the 1 clove. And then we have a nice mix of sweet cranberries and toasted nuts that go into this. That's quite sort of a classic Moroccan flavour. I think we're sticking with the Moroccan theme from last week as well. So we've got walnuts here, about 50 grams of walnuts, and pine nuts, which we're going to be toasting, and there's about 30 grams roughly a 1/4 cup of pine nuts in there. And then the cranberries, we've got 100 grams of cranberries. Other things, there's quite a lot of elements to this dish, which is why I find it's quite a handy cook-along video one, because the first time I tried to make this, I got in quite a muddle. So this is a good one to choose. Herbs, nice, fresh, vibrant herbs. We have a big bunch of flat leaf parsley here. Definitely go for flat leaf and not curly parsley. They are actually quite different herbs. They don't have the same flavour at all. So a big bunch of flat leaf parsley, and then I bought this fresh yesterday. This was a lovely, vibrant bunch of mint, and I don't really know what happened. I put it in water with the parsley. It did not survive the night.
I just think they're mortal enemies, parsley and mint.
Yeah, they can.
And the parsley is so much
mix.
more sizable that it just destroyed them.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to salvage what I can out of this, but you definitely need a proper small bunch of mint to chop up and put it in at the end. With that, we're going to be making a dressing of tahini, yogurt, and lemon juice all mixed together. So we're going to be needing about 4 tablespoons of yogurt to 2 of tahini, and about half a lemon juiced, or you can just use lemon juice if you have that already. And I'm also going to chuck in there half a teaspoon of turmeric. That's really more for colour than anything, adds to the visual appeal, but it's also really good for you and good to chuck in things whenever you can. So yeah, also tahini, if you have lots of time, that's also something you might want to make yourself. I've never tried, but I hear it's quite simple actually.
What's it made out of?
Sesame seeds. It's really just kind of a sesame seed paste.
Okay.
And I think it's quite simple, but yeah, like I say, I've never tried, but perhaps you want to get really adventurous and make your own tahini as well. Oh, and a pomegranate. This is a large part of the jeweled aspect. This is just going to be to sprinkle over the top, really. The seeds makes it look very pretty. Nice little burst of sweetness and freshness. And I am going to try to prep this pomegranate on camera, which it could be a disaster because it never goes well.
Just don't chop your finger off.
Well, I mean, that's not really the issue. It's more getting juice everywhere. This is why I'm in all black. It's for want of an apron. I've gone for all black instead. And then just a few staples that we'll be using throughout. Olive oil, about 3 tablespoons in total we'll be using, and salt and pepper as well. You'll need a little bit of.
So it seems like it's a lot of prep, nothing out of the ordinary as far as cookware, utensils, anything like that?
No, all pretty basic. We'll be roasting the cauliflower, so you'll need a baking tray or a roasting dish. If you don't want to put it straight onto whatever tray you're using, you'll also need some foil. Baking parchment really doesn't work with this because it doesn't let the cauliflower crisp up at all. It kind of makes it a bit soggy. So foil if you don't want to go straight onto the baking tray. Otherwise, yeah, everything you need is pretty standard, and we'll be putting it in the video description along with a list of all the ingredients as usual.
Cool.
I think that's just about it.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Me too. Let's do it. All right, everyone. So you'll have a few days to shop for all this, and we'll see you for the cook-along video on Wednesday. Bye.